Good morning, friends. Now we'll basically concentrate on types of indexing methods and specifically direct indexing and simple indexing. Right? In previous lecture, we saw about universal indexing head. Why is it called as universal indexing head? Is because it can be created. All the operations can be created with the same. Like now, helical gears also you can create by means of that particular mechanism. Then worm gears also you can create by that particular mechanism. Ultimately, if it is semi universal indexing head, then you cannot create helical or bevel gears with the help of the same. So that is the basic difference, and we saw that how it can be moved. How the crank will be ultimately moved. We saw the basic setup also. This is nothing but the basic, or you can say real model of indexing, universal indexing head. Over here you can see is nothing but the crank, which will be ultimately rotated by means of this particular handle or lever. At the end of the lever, that will be a pin which will be ultimately fitted into this particular indexing plate, right? So wherever you want to fix this particular pin, it will be ultimately rotating the indexing plate by means of crank, or you can say crank lever. That mechanism will be ultimately connected with the bevel gear arrangement, and ultimately inside there will be shaft which will be connecting worm wheel with the worm gear. That particular worm wheel will be rotating or reducing the speed of worm gear for the purpose it is used, and that particular worm gear will be rotating workpiece by means of the spindle connected with the same, right? So this is nothing but the basic about universal indexing head, or you can say semi universal indexing head, depending upon your requirement, right? So we saw about indexing, that how and for what purpose indexing will be used. Now we'll concentrate basically on direct indexing method. So what is direct indexing or rapid indexing method? In that particular thing, first of all we will have to disengage this particular whole mechanism of indexing plate and worm wheel, right? As we discussed in previous lecture also, this particular crank pin will be ultimately helped in doing what? It will be giving a motion to the worm wheel, and similarly to the worm gear, and by that to the workpiece. But if it is not connected, if this particular crank or this particular indexing mechanism, indexing plate is not connected with the worm gear and worm wheel, then you will have to connect certain plate like this. This is nothing but the direct indexing plate, which will be ultimately connected with the workpiece and spindle directly, right? So for that purpose you will have to disconnect this particular mechanism, which will be ultimately used in simple, compound or differential indexing method only. So direct indexing method में क्या होगा? We will be ultimately connecting this particular direct indexing plate with the work itself, right? So speed reduction will not be there, right? That we will learn. First of all, we will have to learn the calculation part, and then we will go for the video, which will ultimately give you the basic idea of the about the working of direct indexing method. Now suppose that particular direct indexing plate will be having 24 equally spaced holes or grooves in a circle. Sometimes the plate can be manufactured with 30 holes also, or 30 grooves also, and it can be made up of 36 holes or 36 grooves also. So direct indexing plates come in the capacity of 24, 30 or 36 holes or grooves. So that number basically will have to be divided by certain parts, right? So you can generate, or you can say you can create flat surfaces, or you can create holes on a shaft with these many numbers only, which are nothing but factors of 24. 2, 3, 4, over here it is 56, but that is a mistake. That will be 6, 8, 12, 24. So they all can be divided by 24, or ultimately 24 divided by 2 will give you 12. Similarly, by 3 will give you 8, 4 will give you 6, 6 will give you 4, 8 will give you 3, 12 will give you 2, and 24 will give you 1. So similarly, suppose over here one particular example is given, that suppose if we want to generate 6 flat parts, or if a circular shaft is given and on that you want to generate hexagonal, or that particular cylindrical shaft you want to convert it into hexagonal shaft, then you will have to divide those particular 24 grooves or pins or holes divided by 6. That will give you ultimately 4 holes. 26 is wrong over here. It should be 24. So 24 divided by 6 will give you 4 holes or 4 grooves. So each time you are done with the operation, you will have to shift that particular plate by 4 holes or 4 grooves if you want to generate 6 flat parts, or suppose 6 holes on a cylindrical disc, or you can say cylindrical shaft, right? And that operation you will have to perform how many times? In total 6 times. So first operation you had already performed, so remaining 5 times you will have to repeat that particular operation to generate 6 parts in total, or 6 hexagonal parts, right? So now to understand that, we will see a basic video of a model, right? Plastic model and then a real model. So this is nothing but the plastic model, which basically shows you the working of indexing mechanism, right? So whenever you are going for simple indexing method, this indexing plate and crank and this particular whole mechanism, this particular shaft, this particular worm wheel, worm gear, spindle, and your workpiece has to be connected with each other. But if you want to go for direct indexing method, then this you will have to disengage this particular mechanism with the mechanism of worm wheel and worm gear with each other, right? How, that we will see now. So we had understood about the rotation of the crank wheel, right? This is another view that if you rotate this particular crankshaft, then bevel gear arrangement will be rotated, and ultimately the shaft connected with that will also be rotated. Shaft connected with the bevel gear will also be rotated, which will in turn rotate with this particular worm wheel, and worm gear connected with the same will be rotated, right? So this worm and worm wheel mechanism has been basically used so that we can have speed reduction. How? That we had discussed earlier also, that if you rotate if you rotate the crankshaft by one rotation, then 1 divided by number of teeth of this particular worm gear will be rotated, right? So this gear, suppose if it is having 40 number of teeth, right? So suppose if we rotate the crank by one particular revolution, the worm gear will be rotated, rotation of the worm gear will be 1 divided by 48, right? So that way, suppose if it is having 30 teeth, then if you rotate crank by one revolution, then it will be rotated by 1 divided by 38th of the reduction will be there. So suppose if it is having 40 teeth, so 40:1 gear reduction ratio can be, speed reduction ratio can be achieved. And if you rotate this particular crankshaft by 40 times, then one whole revolution of this particular worm gear will be there, and similarly spindle, and similarly workpiece, which is in turn connected with the worm gear. Now this is another view of worm wheel and worm gear. You can see that whatever rotations of, you can say, crankshaft you are doing, that will be ultimately transferred to this particular shaft directly, and in turn to the worm wheel directly. But it will be ultimately reducing this particular ratio over here in terms of gear. Now if we disengage this particular worm wheel with the worm gear, the direct rotation of the worm gear will be transferred to your workpiece. That becomes nothing but the direct indexing method. So instead of worm gear, you will be using direct indexing plate over here. So this is nothing but the real working model of indexing mechanism. That so if you are using this particular plate, it will be simple indexing, and if you don't use this particular mechanism in connection with the workpiece, it will be direct indexing method. So you can see over here that if you rotate this particular crankshaft, ultimately your chuck rotates, and in turn the workpiece connected in the chuck will be rotated. But for direct indexing method, you will have to disconnect that or disengage that particular whole mechanism connected with the workpiece and indexing plate. This is nothing but the arrangement of vertical milling machine. Similar arrangement you can achieve in the case of horizontal milling machine also. So this over here, what we are doing is disengaging this particular worm and worm gear mechanism. So even if you rotate this particular crankshaft, you can see in the video, even if you rotate this particular crankshaft, the workpiece won't be shifted, right? You can see that if you rotate workpiece also, then this particular lever or crankshaft will not be having any effect.